It's Man United versus Brighton this week. We are going to play Man United. We are going to play Brighton tomorrow. It's been a good week for Man United, a week full of positivity. As you can see, we just had back-to-back wins for the Ruben Amorim for the first time since he was appointed as Man United manager. So we are looking for back-to-back-to-back. This could be 3 games in a row where we win from the Sunderland game, then the Liverpool game, then Brighton. Brighton has been a very tough match for us. If you look at the last 5 games, we have won only one and lost four. So it's going to be a very tough game. In last season you saw they won home and away. So let's look at the game. In terms of the preview, there are so many talking points. We had a press conference earlier. Ruben Amorim spoke about Lisandro Martinez, Harry Maguire, the fitness issues, the Brighton style of play. We also look at the head-to-head and the predicted lineup. Let's go straight into it. In terms of fitness, Ruben Amorim said Harry Maguire and Mason Mount picked up knocks during the week. Nothing serious. We will see tomorrow. The rest of the team is fine except Lisandro Martinez. So we have a full team that is ready to play the game. A few knocks doesn't mean that Maguire and Mount won't play. They might even start. So you look at the whole team and we see there's a lot of positivity to look into the game because everyone is available. So we can always pick the best lineup. In terms of uh, in terms of Lisandro Martinez, who is the only person that is not in the game, we earlier talked about how Chris Wheeler said this week Lisandro Martinez would be in team training, but Ruben Amorim was asked about it and he says, I don't know. He trained really well on the next pitch. His knee is responding really well, but I don't want to say a specific day or week, but he's close to starting the team training. So it seems he's not yet started with the team training. He's close to starting the team training, but he's still not yet. But he's been training in the pitch next to the senior pitch where they do the training. Ruben Amorim has been looking at him and he says he likes what he sees. So hopefully it will be soon before the international break. He can start with the team training and maybe get some few minutes in the games. That's a good thing because with Lisandro Martinez we improve the aggressiveness in the team and the style of play. So we hope he can come back soon. So that was one of the questions that Ruben Amorim was asked, and he says Lisandro Martinez, he doesn't know when he'll come back, whether it will be before the international break or after the international break, but he likes what he sees in terms of his training. He was also asked about the contract talks for Maguire and whether he would prefer that he's given a contract. He said, we are really happy with Harry. It's not the time to talk about that because it gives the idea we are thinking far away. We have to focus on the next game. This is a post that I had put in my account, my Twitter account, but I was quoting exactly what Ruben Amorim said in the press conference. He says that we have to focus on the next game. It's not a time to think about contract. That's too far away. So the main focus should be on the next game, which is Brighton. And they don't want to get so far ahead of themselves, which is right because when you get so far ahead of ourselves, we are not concentrating on the job that we're supposed to be doing. There'll be time for contract talks, and after all, that is a job for Wilcox and not for Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim just has to prepare the team, and he wants the team to play as best as he can. In terms of the Brighton style of play, he was asked about the style of play of Brighton, in which he said, you can see by the way they play the game, really intense. The quality is there. They believe a lot in what they are doing, even under pressure. So I'm a huge fan of Fabian. He was asked about Fabian Hasler, the Brighton manager. He's a young manager just like him. He's the youngest manager in the Premier League. And he was able to talk about his philosophy and his team style of play, how they are so intense. You look at Brighton are one of the most intense teams, and they're intense for the 90 minutes. So they never really give up, whether they go 1-0 down or 2-0 down. They are still in the game. They're still in the fight. And that shows it's going to be a problem. We don't have we need players that won't have any lapses of concentration, because if you have lapses of concentration, you lose this game. So that is one of the things that he was asked about, and he replied that he's really a fan of Fabian. Most people are a fan of Fabian in the way his teams play. They are so exciting to watch. For the neutrals, you always enjoy the game until you are playing them, and you know it's going to be a hard 90 minutes. And until the 90 minutes are over, you can never really sure about a win against Brighton. So hopefully we'll stay concentrated for the goal game and see what the outcome will be. In terms of the head-to-head, this is where the worry is. You look at this game, there are around how many? 6 games here, and in all those 6 games, Brighton has won most of them. You look at one of these games, he won 1-0, then 3-1. We beat them at their place 2-0, and then last season they won home at their home 2-1 and at Old Trafford 3-1. So you look at this game and you realize that it's going to be a tough game, because if they beat us home and away last season, and the previous season they beat us at Old Trafford, even though we beat them at their place. The other season we won one game, they won one game, so we don't really have a good record in this game, which shows is something that we should need to build on, because without building on this performance that we had against Liverpool, it will bring back the negativity that was there before, and we don't want that type of pressure. It's time to build momentum. So this is also going to be one of the games that is showing if the team is improving or there's something to build on, because the Liverpool result was good, but you can't really focus on the Liverpool result. As Ruben Amorim said, he was being asked about questions about the top four, but he really wanted the media to maintain the same energy, the same doubt that they have, because the players still need to prove themselves. And the doubts are warranted, because if you look at his performance, his statistics are not that good. He's around a 40% win percentage. So as a manager, he still needs to prove himself. In the same way, the players need to show confidence and they need to show that they are ready to fight. So that is one thing that he spoke about, which I agree with him. We can't get carried away because of the Liverpool game. It was a good result, but it's time to build on it. In terms of the lineup, this is my predicted lineup to start the game. As you saw, Ruben Amorim commented on the fitness, and he said Harry Maguire and Mason Mount had some knocks. So I don't think there's any reason where we should risk them. If they are not fully fit, they shouldn't start the game. We have enough options to start. In my lineup, I'd start Euro, Delete, and Shaw in the back. Lamens by now is the first team goalkeeper. We'd be surprised if he didn't start. I don't want to start Mazrui because Mazrui is back, but I'm not sure if he's really fit because he had 2 weeks off with an injury, so there's no need to rush him back. The right wing back position, I'd play Ahmad. Ahmad and Mbeumo have had a very good link up play. He was earlier talking about how they are learning each other's games. And when Mbeumo goes to the 10, Ahmad has to do the underlap and go to the right wing back position. When Mbeumo goes to the right wing back, then Ahmad can go into the 10. So he's not worried about which position he's playing. He's comfortable in both positions. I believe Mbeumo is also comfortable in that interchange, and they're doing well. You could see against Liverpool, they're so well. They are linking up very well. If you look at the left wing back position, I think it's time we start Dogu. I wasn't confident about Dalot. Dalot was the one weakness in the game against Liverpool. He kept giving them too many chances. He kept losing the ball in a very promising position, including one of the balls he lost that made Casemiro get a yellow card. So I don't have trust in Dalot. Not that Dogu gives me more confidence than Dalot, but I still believe Dogu does a better job than Dalot. So Dogu should start as the left wing back. In terms of the 10s, we should have Mbeumo and Cunha. They have been playing so well together. And like I said, Mount had a knock, and he's not the kind of player we want to risk. Let him heal that knock, and then he'll come back in the next game. And in terms of the striking, we will be left with Sesko. I believe Sesko can go on from where he left off against Sunderland and score in this game. He's very good in the link-up play. And if you look at his play, even when he came on, he was able to win a duel ahead against Van Dijk. And Van Dijk is one of the best headers of the ball in the Premier League. So I don't think he'll have that much of a problem against Van Hake in terms of winning the balls, winning the duels. So we can go along to him and then put in Mbeumo and Cunha so that they can get behind. Obviously, Hazla has that understanding that that's what we'll play. He was asked about Man United, and he said Man United have been going very direct, very vertical. They go long to Mbeumo or Sesko, and then the other players can join in, and because we have a lot of quality, then we can score in every phase of play. So he's wary of that, and he wants the team to play a concentrated game. So he's going to have talked to his team, telling them be careful of the second balls, because that's the style we used. We let Konate and Van Dijk win all the balls, so we were going long, but you could see Mbeumo was never going to win any header against Van Dijk and Konate. But once we went long, Mbeumo was always going to distract them so that they don't find their teammate. And when the second balls fell, our players swarmed and won all the second balls. It was a very effective tactic, especially in the first half. We could have scored more goals. Look at the chance that fell to Bruno. Some other chances fell to other players, to Mount, to Mbeumo. So we could have scored 2, maybe 3 goals in that first half, and it was a tactic that worked well. But other managers will also be wary of that. They have seen it. So I'm not sure I will go with the same tactic, but Ruben Amorim, I trust him to come up with a good tactic based on the way Brighton play, and it should work. If we can use our qualities well and we remain aggressive in the game, I think this is a game we can win. So that is the preview for the Brighton game. We have discussed everything from the team news in the press conference to the head-to-head to even what to expect in that game. I expect that Cunha, Sesko, and Bomo will start unless the knock on Mount wasn't something serious, and Ruben Amorim has shown that he prefers Mount because of the pressing. Mount presses so well, and if you can have such a player who presses so well against Brighton, then we can have a good game. Brighton have a very high intensity. They are not easily dispossessed. Even when they are under pressure, they still pass the ball off the back. So the fact that they always pass the ball, you need people who can press. And if Mount is there, you never know. They make a mistake. They are too confident. You get a few balls intercepted, and maybe we can win the game that way. So let's see what the game will have to offer. In terms of other news, you can always follow this channel, subscribe, like, comment your views about the lineup, the news that we have talked about today, and let's continue talking about Man United. So hopefully we have a good game tomorrow, and then we can have a preview of the game. See you in the next one.